morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to look at an editorial article written by a young man named Tom Malgren, and he did quite well in an editorial contest that he entered, and we will introduce that contest later today. You'll see that the piece is short, under 500 words. It has many short paragraphs, 8 in all. And there's two things that we will ask you to look out for as you read this article, specifically the first half of the article. First, what you will see in this editorial, and many, is the writer providing an argument that a problem exists, and then offering reasons why that problem should change, or offering some sort of solution. And that's a very typical structure for an editorial like this. We will pause after the first half, but please note that the first 4 paragraphs of the argument do two main things. First, they introduce the problem, and they demonstrate that it is, in fact, a real problem. And when we're halfway through the article, we will pause, and we'll talk about the second half. But first, a brief and important point. This article you're about to read was written by a high school writer who uses sophisticated language. You might not understand every sentence that you read, but that's okay, because you will not be asked to write like a high schooler. You will, however, have the chance to express your opinion on a topic, really any topic you care about and find interesting. It's a very fun type of writing. So without further ado, let's get to the article.
Breaking Pillars, Undervaluing English in Modern Education. In November of 2009, President Obama launched the Educate to Innovate campaign, an initiative meant to elevate American students from the middle to the top of the pack on an international level. Since then, Educate to Innovate has raised $1 billion for U.S. education. Notably absent from the deal, however, are English programs. In fact, a recent wave of neglect, disinterest, and doubt seem ready to sweep English from its central position in high schools and universities. Why? In American schools today, STEM learning, science, technology, engineering, and math, is often given priority over everything else. The U.S. is scrambling to compete with foreign educational systems, namely China, which excels in STEM. But America is now producing 3 times the amount of university graduates majoring in STEM fields than there are jobs in those fields. Clearly, the promotion of STEM subjects over others has gone too far. Students have also come to regard English as an unimportant subject. I frequently hear other students remark it's only English class when they hand in a perfunctory essay or a slap-together poem. But can students be blamed for their lack of interest? College English professors complain that freshmen who enter their courses have pitiful grammar skills and don't understand proper sentence structure. They attribute this to increasingly inadequate high school English programs. I'm lucky to be in a class where I can learn to write a formal essay. Meanwhile, the number of English majors nationwide is declining at a precipitous rate, giving many universities cause to re-examine the necessities of their English departments.
Okay, we are halfway through this article, this editorial, and you will have noticed that the writer has introduced the problem and has demonstrated that this is a real problem, or has at least tried to persuade us that this is an important and real problem. Specifically, he talked about 2 elements of this problem, that STEM is overemphasized in schools and that English, as a result, is losing its status. And he's not happy about this. The second half, you'll notice, makes the case, as you might anticipate, makes the pro-English case by arguing that more time and money should be devoted to high school English programs and university English programs. Now, this might not be a topic you're particularly interested in, but the structure is very useful in terms of establish the problem and then present the solution, present the alternative. It's a nice structure for anybody to write an editorial. You will also notice that editorials will have these 3 things. There will be a topic, there will be some sort of issue that is being argued about, and then there will be at least one main claim, typically one major claim with some supports underneath it. And you'll see that's the case in Tom's editorial. Okay, so as you read the rest, please keep an eye out for how he builds the second half of his argument. All right, enjoy.
Meanwhile, the number of English majors nationwide is declining at a precipitous rate, giving many universities cause to examine the necessities of their English department. Which raises the question, if young people are uninterested in English as a subject and the government is going to lend its attention to STEM subjects, why spend time and money on increasingly superfluous English programs? Here's why. In almost every profession, and certainly in every intellectual one, clear, concise, correct communication is key to success. No matter how brilliant a physicist, mathematician, engineer, or biologist might be, he or she will find it impossible to share ideas without a firm grasp of the English language. Furthermore, there are and always will be endless questions pertaining to humanity, nature, and all the intricacies of our lives that can never be answered in scientific terms. There is no other medium more devoted to these questions than literature. In literature, people are able to address and ponder massive, vital ideas. For the sake of literature, English has to remain an invulnerable part of education. Educators, students, those who care about American society, let's revitalize our English departments nationwide. If we lose them, we will lose not only our ability to communicate effectively, but our best means of exploring what makes us human.
Okay, here's a little tip for you. So let's say you're writing in a new genre and you don't have much of an idea for how to proceed, and you have not been given any sort of outline. Well, you can always make your own outline. And here's one way to do it. You find an article that you enjoy and you just pull it apart bit by bit and you say, what sorts of things is this piece doing? And in this 8-paragraph editorial, this is basically what each paragraph is doing. And you'll see some paragraphs perform more than one function or do more than one thing. And you could do this kind of stuff, don't you think? Introduce some situation, provide a little background, establish that there's some sort of problem that we need to think about in a new way, et cetera, et cetera. So you'll have a chance to try this out a little bit later today. Okay? Good luck and enjoy.